Hello to everyone. My name is NC Lightworker, and I am basically a light worker by trade. A light worker is someone who has received a calling from the Most High God and has been entrusted with the duty to light the pathway for God's people. I do not have any religious affiliation, nor am I affiliated with any group or organization. Also, I do not respond to any questions, comments, or emails because as a light worker, I am only here to present the information. This video is a continuation of the Inside the Matrix series and will mention concepts that were previously covered. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get started. My answer to that is no. I'm not angry about slavery at all. As a matter of fact, slavery in America was indeed correct. First and foremost, I have knowledge of God's self. Once you discover your true identity as God, you will know who and what your enemy is. We are the gods that walk this earth. Our history and that of our ancestors go beyond the 400 years our people have been in this country. I, as well as every person listening to this commentary, was never a slave. It is unfair for African Americans to be angry about something that we never personally experienced, to try to attach ourselves to a pain that is not our own. We are not supposed to fight for our ancestors because our ancestors are the ones that fought for us. Our ancestors always had the hope that life would be better for future generations. Their efforts and sacrifices were not made for the purpose of their future generations to live in the past. I saw a news article online about U.S. presidents that owned slaves. I read a few comments and it seemed like people were pretty upset about this, and I really didn't understand why. Now you have to understand that I am operating on a different level of consciousness. Therefore, I tend to view things differently from most people. The presidents that were mentioned in the article were of course wealthy men, and owning slaves back then was a sign of wealth. This would be the equivalent of me being upset because Bill Gates plays the stock market. Bill Gates is a wealthy man, and that is what wealthy people do in this day and age. Let me guess, you're probably thinking, oh my God, I can't believe she said something like that. You can't compare the two because these were people. The reason why I was able to make that statement is that I have an understanding that there is a natural hierarchy to everything. Somebody has to be on the top and somebody has to be on the bottom. The notion that we are one or that we are created equally is complete and utter bullshit. We are the gods that walk this earth. This would be to say that the devil is on your level. We know that this is not true because the devil is beneath you. Lastly, as told in the book of Genesis, the gods and devils that roam this earth were not created equally. Truth comes from making connections. I did not accept the information in the history books as being truth. Through research, I obtained wisdom and knowledge as it relates to slavery in America, and this knowledge is based within an astrological context. With this came an understanding that there is a balance between good and evil that has to take place. Nobody stays on top forever. Slavery in America occurred during the age of Pisces, the age of evil. As cruel as it was, slavery in America was indeed correct because it was supposed to happen. There is a natural hierarchy to everything. Somebody has to be on top and someone has to be on the bottom. Through research, I obtained knowledge that all civilizations prior to America were built on the backs of slaves. Prior to the age of Pisces, our Egyptian ancestors ruled the earth. Do you think that they were nice to their slaves? Do you think the great pyramids of Giza got built by saying please and thank you? Once you have knowledge of God's self, you will know who and what the enemy is. As a conscious person, I can tell you that the enemy is very desperate, and they are absolutely terrified, and they should be. As mentioned in the previous video, there is beauty in knowing that history will repeat itself. We are in the midst of the Great Awakening, and it's been a very beautiful thing to be able to witness how God's people are being transformed. One thing I can tell you is that the gods are now growing out their beards. I wonder why. The beautiful thing about consciousness is that it will never force itself on you. You always have the option of going back to sleep at any time. The choice is yours. If the information in this post was able to wake up a handful of people, then my mission was accomplished. It is now your responsibility to stay awake, prepare, and continue connecting those dots. Please feel free to share this post. God bless and take care.